Live that Swift isn't. Oh boy, not responding. Rutro. Microsoft reports. Socks for sure. My chain probably doesn't move. I'm logging in. If you're joining from my Facebook post, like this thing was set up and then it failed. Responding. What in the heck? Oh, there it goes. Okay, let's use some window adjustment here so I can actually see what's going on. All right. I had to join on a hill, man. It, whatever is up in the sky just is not on my side tonight. I haven't done this in a while, so I figured, what the heck? Weather has been so bad lately, and I need to get cardio in, preferably running, but if I can't run, I'll cycle. I'm not a bad weather runner. My coach and I were talking about that today. She was like, I'll run in anything. She's like, I'm not just a fair weather runner. I'm like, that's what I am. I'm a fair weather runner, and I'm proud of it. Leads me to do stupid stuff like sign up for a half marathon in June, where it's going to be hot, but better hot than cold, I think. Hi, Michelle. So I figured instead of just doing this on my own, if you don't put it on the internet, it didn't happen, right? So I figured I would throw this up here and see if anyone wants to chat. This is supposed to be um, just a simple recovery style, like cardio ride, not even like full cardio zone. Just getting the heart rate up, trying to keep it up there a bit. Supposed to be averaging 1.1 watts per kilogram, and I'm actually at 1.3 because I'm kind of just trying to catch up. So now that I'm close to the chase symbol up there, I'll back off a little bit. Now I'm at 1.1, 1.2. See if I can get it right up with it. There we go. Trying to get with that robo pacer and maintain pace. Need to check. I almost wonder if my trainer, based on the fact that I'm on a hill, things shouldn't have gotten easier right there. Like it should have stayed hard. So maybe my trainer needs a firmware update. I know there were some updates with Zwift where like it kind of killed that ERG mode that lets you, you know, it makes everything get harder as you're going uphill and easier as you're going down and all that. So I might have some ERG mode problems myself because it seems like things are getting like easy when they maybe shouldn't be, just according to the screen. Like a dragon's claw. I picked this land because this area because I haven't really experienced too much here. I've done like one or two, uh, not races, but like rides through here, but not too much yet. So I thought it would be nice to see something different than what I'm used to. Perfect example right there. Like that was all like downhill, and it treated it like it was uphill. Gotta let my pacer catch up now. Yeah, okay. Barely pedaling. He can catch up if he wants. For the love of God. It's this keeping up with the robo pacer thing, it's so annoying sometimes. Like I don't know how the fact that I'm not pedaling at all, and he's still getting like for well, he's now getting closer. The problem is we do this like slingshot thing where like I shoot past him on a rough section because I don't slow down quick enough. And then he shoots past me because I've slowed down too much. See? And then I get dropped from the little group there. There we go. I shouldn't get too far ahead now. I can't join that one. Today was chest day at the gym, so did pretty well. I don't tend to use like I use free weights, but I tend to like use like the hammer machines, that kind of thing, because I don't usually have a spotter. I'm kind of deathly afraid of injury. So, but I did good. I did well, I think. No long run this past week. The weather got really bad over the weekend. Did get a new pair of shoes though. So I've been running in Ultra um, Riveras. The past two pairs I bought have been Riveras. And back at the beginning of last year, I looked at a pair of Ultra Escalantes and I liked them. I liked the way they fit, the way they felt, except that they had a tongue that was weird. Like the tongue was really thin and stiff. And so even wearing wool socks, when I bent my foot, I could kind of feel the tongue like hitting into my foot there, into my ankle. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I like that. So I tried on the Riveras and they had a similar fit and a similar feel, but just with a puffy tongue. So I got those and I really enjoyed them. So I bought another pair. Well, this time I went back. I took a look at the newest version of the Escalante, and they've replaced the tongue with something similar to the Rivera. I guess I wasn't the only one who was annoyed by it. So I bought a pair, and they're fairly stiff. Like the sole of them is fairly stiff, which I think I'm going to enjoy based on how I've been running lately and how everything is felt. Yeah, I think I'm really going to enjoy the stiffer sole there. So I'm looking forward to giving those a shot. Maybe this week, but the weather is just looking really shitty all week. So maybe not. This might be a week where I do all of my cardio on the bike, which I don't love because cardio, I mean, yeah, I got to get cardio in, but running training is important, independent of just like to get cardio in. You know, I'm training for a half marathon here. So the running training itself is very important. And so uh, I hope I can get a run or two in this week. But I've got to do my next long run's an 8 mile long run. And so I've got to get that in sometime soon. I also bought a vest, a running vest from a company called Nathan that I got at my local running shoe store, Two River Treads in Charlestown, West Virginia. It's Charlestown, not Charleston. But anyway, yeah, it has a bladder like a back bladder, which I wasn't thrilled about. But I looked at one with that had bottles in the front, and I wasn't thrilled. The one that they had with bottles in the front had them like really low, so I would have had to like there would be no way around it. I would have had to like either take the bottle out or something in order to get to the water. So the one I bought has the bladder in the back, but that's removable and it has higher pockets, so I can put a bottle up high, and I got the long straws for it. So when I 8 miles is about the limit for me um, for running without extra water. So I want to uh, I want to start practicing my pacing with runs where I'm drinking extra water, so that I'm not taken by surprise when I'm actually out on a real race. Same thing I do with my gels. So with the gels, I've switched to. So I was using Spring at first, but that was last year. Um, the Spring's like $4 a pouch. So like minimum for me, you're talking like well, it's four something. So it's like $9 every time I want to go running. Um, so I switched to a brand called Huma, which are like two something per pouch. And they taste really good. They're not real chemically. I don't have a ton of experience with gels yet, but having tried Spring and Huma and Cliff, the gels that Cliff makes, um, the Cliff one was okay, but it was thick and it had like a sort of a chemically taste that I wasn't thrilled with. but it still tasted okay. It wasn't the worst. But the thickness really surprised me. And in fact, there's a video I've got on my, well, I think it might be my week 2 training video or week 3, something like that, where I'm running and I eat the Cliff gel and I like almost spit it up because it was just thicker than I expected it to be. So, but yeah, I like the Humas. The downside is that every Huma packet is 100 calories. So as I start getting into these longer runs, like the last time when I ran 7.5, I took 3 of them with me. So that's still $6 right there every time I go running. So what I'm doing is I bought a couple of the spring packets. Some of them are 100 calories, but they vary. There's a lot of hundreds. There's a few like 150, 180. I think the largest is like 230. So I bought some of those, the larger packets. And the plan is to take like one of those and then one of the smaller packets with me, because that should be something similar. And it'll be about the same price if you really think about it. So, um, the same price as running with just humus, and I'll get a little bit more calories out of it because I'll get like 340 total instead of just 3. So that's the plan. The biggest problem is going to be pacing. Earlier, when I would run, I'd try to hit my packet a little after 45 minutes because I'd read somewhere or heard somewhere that the body does a pretty good job of storing. Like if you're in a race, at the pace that most people are like running their races compared to their own body type. I mean, I'm not trying to compare like my pace to someone else's because obviously, but like if you're running a 10K, say, the most people's 10K pace gives them about 45 minutes before they need to refuel. So I was trying to go a little farther than that because I don't want to overdo it. But then I realized how ridiculous that was because like I should be trying to get under that target. So what I did with the last run is since I knew it was going to be about 2 hours, I ate one gel at the half hour mark, the hour mark, and the hour and a half. So that meant that I had a fresh gel going into the last half hour. So it actually ended up being more like 23 minutes, I think. So that worked out pretty well. So the question is going to be pacing for having a larger gel, which I've done it before because I've run 7, 8 miles. I was doing that towards the end of last year, back in like October and November. Occasionally, I think I did it like 3 times. Um, and I use gels, but I didn't put as much thought into it. And maybe that's it. Maybe the key is like, don't think about it so much. Just like try to get under 45 minutes for the first one, and then just hit the second and third, or the second one whenever I feel like I need it. Or I don't know, try to predict when I need it like 10 minutes before. I don't know. I think that's the key to doing some of these things in practice runs is getting used to what your body needs at any given time and taking care of that. All right, so we got a dirt road section. I think I do remember this because I remember thinking it would be nice if I had a little gravel bike on this. Looks interesting. Nyokia. Let's go there because I don't think whatever that is, I've seen it before. So My goal is to go about an hour today, so I haven't been working too hard, so I haven't been drinking as much. Pick up the heart rate a little bit, see if I can get into the 130s. It's a little better. Let's try. It seems weird when I'm riding in the England and Japan themed areas because I'm going on the wrong side of the road, as it were. So I'm going through roundabouts going, no, you don't pay. Let's go to the arcade. I'm waiting for the update where you have to dodge cars. Some asshole smoking a cigarette, talking on their cell phone, pretending like you're the problem. Hmm. Oh, the camera's still lined up. Yeah, right. How are my legs feeling? They're feeling pretty good. I did a leg day on Friday, and like the whole rest of the weekend, it was hard to move. I was actually talking to my trainer today about it, and she's like, "Yeah, everyone has that." I don't know. I don't remember having that, but then again, my routines for everything I do have changed drastically like since before. Like, before, when I was getting into shape, anytime I would lift, I'd actually use a program called 5x5 that uses like five major lifts, and you do 5 sets of 5 reps, and then you up at 5 pounds every time you go. Uh, if you're looking to build strength, it's actually a pretty good workout. But what I'm doing now is so that's it starts low weight, low reps, and then you end up with high weight, low reps. But the high weight, low reps is kind of what I'm doing now. So I'm doing like the target's 3 sets. Excuse me. Hold on. My target is 3 sets of 8. So if I can get 3 sets of 8 of something, then I move up to the next level. But I'm also so I do hack squats, reverse lunges, and weighted reverse lunges, and uh, like a leg curl on my leg day. Um, I did incline bench press. There were two kind of incline bench presses. I'm not really sure. It's two different machines. Uh, one with 45, actually both with 45 pounds. No, no, I'm sorry. One, I tried to load 45 pounds and I couldn't perform, so I dropped 10 pounds. So 35 pounds on each side. And these are isometric machines, so each arm is 35 pounds. Um, then the other one was 45 pounds. Then I did a couple like cable crossover type deals, doing superhero action poses, which is kind of fun. Um, I was planning to do a video about this at some point. I'm sure I will, but I want to collect some footage, and I don't like just taking my camera into the gym unless I know that there's someone there who will film for me. So, but yeah, talking about like what I do through my various lifting routines, and they're not all like firmly planned out either. Like they tend to change week to week sometimes. Um, I tend to avoid full on free weights. So like I'll put free weights on a machine. Like some machines take free weights. So there's that. But like if I'm working my chest, I'm gonna work a machine. Um, and typically isometrics. I try to pick machines that'll let me do isometrics. Um, obviously with things like squats, that's a little harder. Um, but otherwise. So what I tend to do is like work out on those kinds of machines because I don't usually have a spotter and I have horrible anxiety and I'm deathly afraid of injury. And there's a moving car down there. That might be the first time I've seen moving cars in the game. Huh. Or trucks, I guess. I guess only delivery vehicles in this game. So yeah, that's kind of my deal there. If I had someone to spot for me, I'd be a little more interested in things like bench press. Oh, there was a taxi. Huh. I think too much of like I think there's to a certain extent, just like do something. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. I think that there's a lot of people in the fitness community online and stuff because we tend to go for these like catchy headlines, these like real grabby, like all or nothing. Like no movie's just mediocre anymore. It's either like the best thing ever or it's garbage. Like, and I don't know, I'm a little I do that too sometimes. Particularly if I'm like floored by a movie and I've only seen it once, I might be like, "Oh, this is the most amazing thing ever," and then see it again and be like, "Oh, it's not so great." But like everyone takes these like big swings at their opinions. So they'll be like, "Oh, you're gonna ruin any fitness gains if you don't do this or if you don't do that," and like, sure, free weights. So what free weights do is they don't fully isolate. They add in stabilizer muscles, your abdominals, your obliques, even your glutes. They add in like stabilizers in your arms and in your chest, like smaller muscle groups that don't necessarily get worked all the time. So by adding in that, free weights give you a better workout. And there's research backing that up and all that. But like it's not like getting into the gym and doing like Nautilus equipment is gonna hurt. I mean it'll hurt because change hurts, but like it's still gonna be good for you. So it's the old saying is don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. And I think when it comes to fitness, that's a pretty good. Unless you have very specific goals that you need to meet in a very specific amount of time, there's no reason to rush. There's no reason to push extra hard. You can give yourself plenty of time to finish any goal that you have to finish. That being said, treadmills are hot garbage. I don't want some machine telling me how fast to run. That's just training for when John Connor has to take over. Yeah, sometimes ERG mode just hits harder than it feels like it should. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check my machine. I realize that having a wheel on system isn't like the most scientific system to have, but still. I mean, Garmin owns this company. They tend to know what they're doing, right? I've heard their power pedals suck for bikes, but it's that. Less than 15 minutes left. Riding a machine. Technically, the machine isn't telling me how fast to cycle. I'm deciding how fast to cycle. The machine is just providing input that changes the environment in which I'm cycling. So provides resistance, changes the screen, etc., etc. See, I can go as slow as I want. Let's see. I can even stop. but I don't want to go slow. Let's try down. Already been through the arcade. Castle Turk. Let's go back. Let's go down. Oh, I think I've already been here. Shucks. That's not what I want. I want. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted either. Shit. We have to pull up the companion app. Uh, Switch companion. That's what I want. U-turn. The small grade changes mean a lot more when you're an hour in. This is going to be the longest 8 minutes of the whole ride. Uh, Partly because my butt's numb. Oh, this is all very cyberpunkish. That's pretty rad. Drop down and do the last little bit in peace, huh? Yeah. Oh, I can't give up the sprint. Actually, I can because the top people are doing 20 minutes on that thing, so I don't have the time. Well, actually, maybe that was 20 seconds. Oh, seventh out of 46 out of 53. Okay, well, never mind. I was about to gloat. Going to the harbor. Tommy used to work on the docks. Oh, wait, I don't want a copyright strike. a lot of criticism of Swift for its graphics, but I think it's pretty. I don't know. I don't need it to be like groundbreaking. Oh, I've been here before. All right. Well, that is my hour. So, good little workout. Again, not as good as running, but it was some level of cardio that we kept up for an hour there, and that's better than nothing. So, might be doing this a little more this week because the weather is looking really bad, but I'll let you all know. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed it or if you'd like to, maybe you're watching this later and you'd like to join the chat, I think there's some button you can click and it'll like let you know when I'm going to go live again. I don't know. I should be promoting this better, right? But who knows? But anyway, I think there's some way to do that. Or you can follow me on the social medias and whatnot. Foolish_prof on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. You can just search my name, Danny McCaslin. Instagram, DL McCaslin. If you look at some of my other videos, you'll find a link to my Strava account. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all next time.